What is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Mike Willoughby. This is the Steel Corner. Today is the 21st of April, 2023. Just getting back from the Falling Steel World Series in Ohio at the Cardinal Shooting Center. Amazing match. So today we're going to talk a little bit about falling steel, my approach to that, my tips for that. We're going to talk about how the match went. This was a really great match. 7 stages, approximately 30 targets per stage, all falling steel, and it was a blast. So the way that this match works is you start at the low ready. You have a barrel in front of you. You can either stage your ammo on the barrel or you can keep it on your belt like normal. You start at the low ready with your muzzle touching the barrel, and then at the start signal, you engage all the targets. So there's a bunch of different divisions. You can either run like division capacity magazines, or there's low cap options for irons and optics. There's PCC irons and optics, and it was just a ton of fun. Was lucky to pull out the win and carry optics. Super thankful to be able to do that. And then pull a second place finish behind Jay Slater, who is absolutely insane with a revolver. If you haven't seen him, if you haven't watched his reloads, go check him out. He's also doing some really cool stuff with rankings on the USPSA side, so go check out everything Jay is doing. Super thankful to be able to pull out a second place finish behind him. Of course, both divisions, carry optics and revolver, mistakes were made everywhere. In revolver, did a really terrible job counting, so every single reload I clicked the cylinder at least once before realizing I was empty. I'm not used to counting my shots like that in that format. And Steel Challenge, you pretty much know that you have 3 makeup shots. So it's not really a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 count. It's more of a 1 makeup, this is my last makeup, now I need to reload. So it wasn't like that at this match. So definitely something I need to work on to perform better is getting used to that count and counting while I'm shooting. The way Jay was talking in his videos, which I think is really valuable, is he would see on certain stages like, oh, there are 8 targets left, so I need to go 1 for 1 to mitigate an extra reload. So I think that's really great advice for anybody shooting low cap. This coming weekend, next week, we've got the PSA shootout, which is a massive falling steel match with over 700 guns registered. So we're going to shoot open revolvers and open auto at that, and we'll see how it goes. Should also be super fun. So if you've never tried this format before, go give it a shot. It's really fun. Make sure, here's my 2 tips. First, make sure that your ammo is loaded up to at least minimum power factor, at least 125 power factor. You may get away with some lighter ammo on some of the targets, but it is absolutely not worth it. If you can't handle 125 power factor ammo, let's go back to the drawing board, work on the grip, work on shooting some of that heavier ammo so that you get used to the recoil impulse. But there's absolutely no reason why you should be trying to skate by with less than 125 power factor ammo. At this match, even if you're running, so my ammo was about 130 power factor. It's the ammo I ran last year for I-Core majors that made power factor in the revolver. So even with that ammo, if you had a lower hit, or if you were like straight off to the side and a little bit low, then it would have knocked the plates down. You had to get a good hit with decent ammo to knock these plates down. So do not go to a falling steel match and hope to get by with your little weak Steel Challenge loads. Not gonna happen. And you're not going to have a good time. Saw some people there having the double and triple tap targets. You know, like not shoot it once, come back, shoot it again, but double tap it at the same time. So bang, bang, just to get it to fall down. Do not be that guy. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. 10% recoil increase. You shouldn't be able to notice that really. Just where I've been running Steel Challenge loads for a while, switching to that, the very first stage, the first like 3 shots, I was like, oh, this is a little bit different. And then it was done. Like, didn't make a difference at all. So don't cheap out on your ammo. Don't try to skimp on the power factor so that you can save your wrist some little recoil impulses. Just go with some good ammo that's strong. Knock the targets down without question. That's all I'll say about that. The other thing that these matches absolutely demand is a target focus. You need to be focused on the shot that you are currently taking. A lot of times, especially if you've got big poppers or if you've got a bunch of targets in a row, which some of the stages either had targets behind each other in a vertical row or targets directly beside each other in a horizontal row. There was one stage, I think it was 4 targets horizontal, 2 lower, 4 targets horizontal, and it was just 3 of those. So with those targets, you need to absolutely be target focused. You need to have some discipline with your trigger so that you're not pulling shots when you don't intend to, and you need to use your visual confirmation to make sure your dot is on that target when your trigger breaks. Because what's really easy to happen, you can watch people do it all day long, is they see their dot coming into the target, they start to pull the trigger, and then they transition their eyes to the next target before their shot breaks, and they end up sending it right over the top, right off the side, and having a ton of makeup shots. So I think we can all get sucked into that trap. I know I did. There were a number of stages where I did what I call going to war with a plate, where you end up having 2 or 3 makeup shots on the exact same plate. So if you find that happening, it's probably because you're thinking about going fast and you're just transitioning your eyes too early and you're breaking that shot sloppily instead of using visual confirmation and seeing where your dot was, calling it a good shot as you're breaking the shot. That's really my only tips for that. The match itself was ran amazingly efficient. So we got there, the check-in line was a little bit long, but it flowed really well. And then after that, my stage had 6 or 7 revolvers on it. So we're the slow people, right? We've got double, triple the reloads of everybody else. We're supposed to be the slow guys. My squad, every single time that there was a range is clear command, we had 3 to 4 people ready to go down range to reset, and we were bumping up against the squad in front of us, which was like all PCCs and semi-autos. We were bumping against them every single stage. So I don't know if it felt this way for everybody, but at least on my squad, this is one of the most efficient matches that I've ever been to. We finished our morning flight about an hour and a half before we had to get ready to go shoot our afternoon flight, and I've never had that happen at a major with morning and afternoon sessions. Normally, I find rushing between morning and afternoon sessions because you're just finishing up the morning session and your afternoon session is about to start. So with this match, it was not like that whatsoever. We had plenty of time, put up one division's gear, grab the next division's gear, get everything loaded. Absolutely no concerns there. Our afternoon squad was the same. We shot with a lot of the same people, which was great. So afternoon squad also flowed really well. Never had any issues resetting. Didn't really even see any calibration issues. Every once in a while there would be a plate that would have what appeared to be a decent hit that wouldn't fall, but for the most part all the targets were really well calibrated. Never saw anything too crazy or egregious, and yeah, it was just a great match overall. So shout out to Corey Shield and all those guys, all the sponsors for the match. Really great match. I'm already signed up for the next one in June. That is going to be in Pittsburgh area. I think it's LCSA. It's the same place that Area 8 Steel Challenge is happening this year. So I'm already signed up for that. Got some work to do. Need to work on learning how to count to 8, apparently. Also with carry optics. If you don't know, Steel Challenge is my primary sport. I've been doing that almost religiously with very few exceptions for the past year. So reloading on the clock, reloading my carry optics gun, which I have a shaved magazine release on. I finally put the button back on it, but I had it really low profile because in Steel Challenge, like coming down on the draw, I never want to be slightly off and accidentally engage that on the clock. So I put a paddle back on it so I can actually reach it now. That should be a little bit better. But yeah, a ton of mistakes, but it's just consistency and staying consistent over the stages where you can. When you have a bad stage, not letting it get to you and affect your performance on the next stages. And that's how you can perform at these matches, hopefully near your peak level. That's all I've got for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoy some of the match footage that I've been talking over. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next time.